Surprise episode. Barrett.
Hello.
Veronica.
Hey.
I'm Ross Bolin. And we're back on Oysters, Clams, and Cockles to talk about several things. The first of which is some changes to the to our podcast format. We have decided, out of sheer boredom, that between now and the new season of Game of Thrones, we are going to talk about other TV shows and such.
Yeah. I don't know what we might get into, but definitely other TV shows. Prestige dramas mostly.
Yes.
And then acclaimed comedies. But
yes.
don't come at me with like The Blacklist on NBC or some bullshit like that.
No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Nothing like strictly like premium television.
Yeah. If it's mostly HBO and Showtime, I might throw Netflix or AMC or FX or Amazon a bone here and there, but
but no, not The Blacklist.
Yeah, and this was derived out of sheer boredom, and also I felt like I was depriving people of my voice. I felt like
people
they needed
missed
to hear
us,
it
I think.
more often.
Particularly you, though. Like I feel like there's just not enough Barrett out there in the world.
Yeah, I started watching The Bachelor this season just so I could appear on the new Touching Base podcast. So,
which we might as well talk about now. If you watch The Bachelor, if you're one of those people, I'm not one of those people, but there are lots of you, so you're not alone.
I'm also not one of those people, which is surprising,
very surprising
to everyone.
Yeah.
But if you watch The Bachelor, our podcast called Touching Base with Postgrad Problems, the guys from postgradproblems.com, Will, Dylan, and Dave, they have a podcast where they talk about The Bachelor every Tuesday. So, yeah, I mean, have fun with that. I won't be joining you, but
me neither. Just a bunch of dudes.
But
talking about.
So first, we could talk about some Game of Thrones news. The Golden Globes were last week?
Yeah.
And Game of Thrones got the shaft.
As it always does from
which is
the
apparently
Golden
a
Globes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
So, okay, one thing that, I kind of was aware that, so the voters for the Golden Globes is the Hollywood Foreign Press. And so they always choose some weird shit. Like last year, a TV show that won a bunch of awards was called Mozart in the Jungle.
An Amazon show.
Yeah, I literally have never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
And it won like 4 awards or something last year.
What is it about?
It won the biggest award, I think.
Yeah, it won Best TV Show, and then the Gael Garcia Bernal or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that guy
won a Best Actor award. And then the year before that, they gave it to The Affair, which had kind of gotten panned in some reviews, and then it won a bunch of awards.
I love The Affair.
So, but it's weird because you'd think that the Hollywood Foreign Press would. I mean, Game of Thrones is kind of a, it's kind of a foreign show. Like most of the actors are from not the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
So wait, is the Hollywood Foreign Press actually foreign?
Yeah.
So it's like foreign.
But does that mean like non-English speakers? I feel like it has. So. I feel like if they speak English, it still doesn't count.
I mean, I'm
it's
sure
like
that
basically American.
English is the global language. The premier language of the world, as they call it. And so I'm sure a lot of them do speak English, but I'm fairly certain that the Hollywood Foreign Press is made up of largely foreigners.
I wonder why they're so against our favorite show.
I don't know.
I didn't watch the Golden Globes this year, and I'm like really sad about it. I forgot. Instead, I went fucking bowling, which was terrible. First of all, just I feel like the people need to know that I bowled a 21.
Dear God, I didn't even know that was possible.
It really shouldn't have been.
So that's like mostly gutter balls.
Like
75%.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Especially because I bowled like an 8 once. So
get the bumpers out.
What pound ball did you use?
7.
Okay.
I think it was too light. I think that's why.
Oh, you think it was too light?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Like the ball was resting up against the pins?
It like had a mind of its own. It like wouldn't, because gravity couldn't kind of keep it in place. I did suck. It was on a date too, and he was like, well, that's the end of this.
Hope you're better at sex.
Bye.
Than you were at this.
Yeah, it was rough.
Mostly what you missed at the Golden Globes is all the women showing off their Golden Globes. Hey, yo.
Yeah, I got a text from my dad that was like, man, lots of boobs. and I was like, I'm not watching, but that's fantastic. Thank you, Dad.
I think that was the primary takeaway.
Also, a lot of what I saw on Twitter was mostly like political ranting about Trump and the current state of the American government, which I have no interest in hearing anything about.
I just looked up everyone's Instagram. Maisie Williams looked great at the Golden Globes. Did you see her?
She's a little minx.
She looked good. Like way better. Where was it last time where she looked terrible?
No, I liked that. We dogged on her like Asian themed.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
that was so
right,
bad, but
that's
she
right.
looked really good.
But I was a fan of it.
Good.
Speaking of cultural happenings as it relates to our Game of Thrones actors, do you know who Sophie Turner is dating?
Whom?
Joe Jonas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What? How do I not know that?
Sophie up in the A-list.
Yes.
Good for her.
Yeah. Like that's a hot couple right there.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
You know, that body deserves it.
All right.
I'm pretty sure
down.
she's. Well, no, she's probably like just as tall as him.
She's
probably
tall.
He's probably 5'10". She's probably 5'10" too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
What else? So Game of Thrones got rocked at the Golden Globes. Nothing. They won nothing. They were nominated for 2 things, I think.
Okay.
Do you think people are over it? It's like, yeah, it's still good, whatever. And they're so like.
So I did a little research on the Golden Globes, just going back like a few years, looking at what was nominated and what won, and there definitely is some of that. Like they basically, you don't go on a run at the Golden Globes. They basically give the TV awards to new people every year.
Here's your shit. Now you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like that kind of makes sense. Like especially if you don't watch Game of Thrones, you've got to be by this point like, okay, we get it.
Yeah,
you still really fucking like this show.
Like Modern Family went on a 7-season Emmy run where it won Best Comedy for 6 years in a row or whatever.
Yeah,
and it was like nominated for the Golden Globe twice and didn't win. They were like, okay, move on.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they definitely, I think they favor new shows like in seasons 1 or 2 really.
And I mean, does anybody really give a shit about the Golden Globes TV awards?
No,
it's
no,
like the Emmys
no.
are what matter.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Just a point of clarification on the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. It represents some 55 countries with a combined readership of more than 250 million. Publications include leading newspapers and magazines from Europe, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Latin America.
Is that Wikipedia?
That's from the Hollywood Foreign Press Association's website.
Mm.
After you read that, Micah, I still have no idea what the Hollywood Foreign Press is.
Yeah, that's not
that
helpful.
clears up approximately nothing.
See, what's weird is I've been down this road before where I tried to figure out exactly what it entails. Like, I mean, that's a description of who makes it up or who's part of it. But what they do, aside from vote on the Golden Globes, I am not sure of. Would you like to hear their mission statement? No. I don't want to hear their mission statement. Oh, also, for those of you...
I was going to say that. They don't know.
Producer Micah probably didn't speak much, I feel like, during Game of Thrones.
I'm pretty sure not ever.
During Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. That's our producer, Micah. He has since procured a microphone, and now he speaks whenever he feels the fucking urge to. So that's Micah. If you listen to any of our other podcasts, you're already aware of him. But for those who don't, there he is.
If you just want a quick glimpse into producer Micah's life, all I can see on his desk right now is a box of Old El Paso nacho cheese taco shells.
Yes.
So don't know what those are for or doing up there, but he's got them. He's got them.
I don't want to know. I don't know, and I don't want to know.
It's an inside joke from another podcast.
Okay.
And just so the listeners know, I'm not a fan of American cinema. That's pretty much all you need to know about me.
Bye,
Okay.
Micah. Thanks for that.
Dude, what? Okay.
See you later.
You love the Hollywood Foreign Press. So, other news, George R.R. Martin basically said that there was an off chance he could finish the new book this year.
He was snarky about it, too. He's like, yeah, you need an answer? Fine, I might finish it.
He's like,
Bye.
if I do, I do, and if I don't, I don't. Chill out, George. I don't even, my position has been made clear. I do not care anymore. If he finishes,
I hope
great.
he does.
If he doesn't, we'll
I
live.
want him to. I feel like that's nice. Like, to finish your life's work. Like, this is the thing he's doing with his life. It would be nice if it was
Benioff
completed.
and Weiss will carry on his
I know, but
life's
just,
work.
I don't know. Like, I don't know, closure. I feel like it sounds like a nice thing for him to finish it.
Well, it's at least an improvement from his previous statements on the matter, where he was like, "Yeah, I have not been doing any writing whatsoever."
Man, yeah, I've been really busy, like co-writing these episodes, like 2 episodes a season, and then like chilling in the woods. That's what I assume he does.
Yeah,
Chill in the woods,
Hanging like a cabin deep
like
in the woods,
playing with his turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Turtles? Does he have turtles?
Probably a big turtle
Or
guy.
is that a joke?
That's how that is. It's like a famous tidbit that he, you know how Game of Thrones is like loosely inspired by some old British history.
Sure. What's that got to do with turtles?
So he had turtles, and he would like name the turtles certain characters, and they would be part of the different families.
Oh,
and
no.
Like, and he would like, yeah. And so like his turtle collection was basically, you know, like if you were playing with toy soldiers, and some of them were Nazis and some of them were the Allied forces, and you know, except for they were moving around turtles, and he was like, oh, these are the Starks, and these are the Lannisters, and oh, here goes that one turtle charging at the other.
He was deciding important plot points with
based
turtles.
on what the turtles did.
And I made him British there because all his characters are British. So
Ew. What a weirdo. That's like a crazy cat lady to the next level, where you're a crazy turtle man.
well, that George R.R. Martin is definitely a crazy cat lady, like
Yeah, except with turtles and
fantasy.
Turtles
Fantasy.
are gross too, secretly.
yeah, they
Aren't
smell.
They?
They
That's what I was gonna
shit
say. I think
everywhere.
they're really stinky.
They've got those little tails.
I'm pretty sure they're really fucking nasty.
Slow animals, the turtles.
I like turtles.
Oh, season 8 has Barrett. You're gonna have to speak to this. Season 8 has a proposed 6-episode run.
This is
it's under consideration.
This is hot news, fresh out the kitchen, hot off the presses.
Sorry.
What was
that wasn't sarcasm. I just coughed really cutely.
Got the black lung pop.
So the word is that the season 7 is still going to be 7 episodes, but season 8's length is now under reconsideration, and
To make it longer or shorter?
yes, longer.
Oh, longer.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was
Thank
going to
you,
be
Jesus.
shorter.
No. So basically, what I get the gist is going on here is Benioff and Weiss, you know, they want to go out on a high note. They want to end it when the show's still wildly popular. They want to, you know, they basically want to go out on that Breaking Bad tip where it's like you're leaving the people wanting more, and you go out on top, and it's great and fantastic.
So not the Lost route.
Right. And of course, HBO is like, well, you know, this show is still, you know, a massive ratings commodity, and we're making millions and millions of dollars every year. So please just make it go on forever. And so they're kind of like trying to find the balance there. But I think that the showrunners have kind of maybe realized now that they maybe need 7 or 8.
I
or
kind
more-
of
or
figured
more
that was going to happen
episodes.
when they
Thank
said
God.
they
In the
were
last
going.
season.
I mean, because 6 episodes.
That's yeah.
With the amount that I assume has to unfold, I was sitting here like, how
Well,
the hell?
13 episodes
To
from here to the
finish.
finish.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
not
just
enough.
doesn't seem like enough.
And why?
Yeah,
That's just like mailing it in,
What,
honestly.
13
like,
hours
we
and
don't
change?
feel like...
Yeah,
How the hell would they even?
right.
Yeah, I don't-
Especially when it usually takes them at least a solid 5 episodes to even like get the season really rolling.
Yeah.
like I respect the idea of going out on. You don't want to do what most shows do, and
Right.
what like shows on HBO have the luxury of doing this, ending when they when they should end,
Right.
rather than being drawn out. And so I get that, and I respect that, especially because it's like, you know, let's end this thing on a high note and get on to the fucking prequels
Right,
and
right.
all the other crazy shit that they can do.
Have they talked more about that?
I don't think so.
I was googling around for some news. and
Googling?
yeah. And a prequel is pretty much. I mean, it's all but a given. There's not like a whole lot of development on it yet, but it's gonna happen for sure.
Just too much money
Thank
on the
God.
table.
Yeah.
You got to take it.
Yep.
So
yeah, good news there. Exciting. I would love to
Thank
see
God, yeah.
full season 8, maybe even 10 episodes.
dude,
again.
we need a countdown to the next season.
When does it start? It's in
Late
The summer now?
Summer. Yeah.
fuck that.
June, right?
I don't think there's a
Summer-
date on it though. It's
Yeah,
like
there's
late,
not. They don't-
like
yeah.
summer.
Nobody
Just-
wants. I feel like summer TV is like
Oh, I love it.
really.
Yeah.
I'm good
hot
with
as
it.
shit outside. I want to be inside watching Thrones.
So I don't know. Do you want to be like outside? I
No.
don't even like outside, and I'm like, I feel like I want to be.
I'm good with it.
doing
I'm good with the
things.
summer season.
I like it because movies in
We're
the summer suck.
Texas.
They're like it's slower. It's like all the shitty action movies that Barrett likes. So I'm good with that. Really quickly, one of our other ventures here at Grand X is manoutfitters.com. We've got an app for Man Outfitters. It's called the Man Outfitters app. If you search Man Outfitters on iTunes and Android, you can buy it. Shop through there. We've got a bunch of badass menswear. If you're not a man, obviously you can use Man Outfitters to get your boyfriend or your brother, your dad maybe, something nice.
Or your stepdad.
Stepdad, yeah. Really sharpen that
So
relationship
specific.
with your stepfather. We've got a promo code. It's Clams. All caps, Clams, to get 10% off your entire order on manoutfitters.com for all of our lovely listeners. Clams.
Yeah, because you're going to save some clams.
Because you're going to save some clams. Also, this podcast is called Oysters, Clams, and Cockles.
Yeah.
Next
that's right.
promo code will be called Cockles. But this one's
Because
Clams.
you're going to be stacking cockles.
But enough about that. HBO had a new series premiere last night on Sunday. Young Pope.
The Young Pope.
I was gonna ask, isn't it the Young Pope?
I'm just calling it Young Pope.
It's the Young Pope.
And we're going to discuss the Young Pope. What did you guys think about the Young Pope?
Well, so I went into it pretty hyped because I had heard from some respected podcast peers that it was an awesome show and really, really good.
Who told you that?
Yeah.
Who?
The guys on the Ringers podcast. Yeah, really, really liked it.
Those fucking nerds would.
Yeah. So it wasn't exactly what I expected. Like I knew it was going to be kind of off and weird. And this
it was really fucking weird.
Paolo Sorrentini guy is like known for, doing some out there shit. It was interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't love the first episode, but I'm gonna keep watching.
It was a little more Catholic than I thought. Like there was some shit that I was like, what is happening? That I felt like I needed to know the rules, and I don't remember any of them. Like, I don't know, just like shit they were calling people. I'm like, what is that word they're using?
Monsignor.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Monsignor.
The names were hard
That's
to.
just a priest, I think,
to get.
is a Monsignor, right?
Like when all those cardinals are sitting around early in the beginning talking about Boiello, like I had no idea who that was.
And Your Eminence, what's that?
So that is Boiello.
But that's like a title?
Your Eminence is like
but
a title
what's an eminence?
I guess he's like the main cardinal or something.
Yeah, I don't
Fuck
see. That's
know.
what I'm saying. It was
I'm
like a little
Baptist.
more. I just felt like I didn't know the rules.
It was weird, man.
It was
a
fucking
weird show. It was like, all right, first of all, I went into it completely blank, having no expectations. The previews gave us nothing. I knew that it was starring Dickie Greenwald. That was it.
Jude Law.
That was it. I had nothing else. And 20 minutes in, my wife, quit. She was like, "Nope, I'm going to sleep." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll watch this downstairs by myself because I have to talk about it on a podcast tomorrow." And it was weird. There's not much. It was the super well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lighting is great and the cinematography and the dialogue and shit. But I mean, I don't even know I don't know where. I have no idea where they're going with it. And
That character was so fucking hateable. I feel like that.
The main character,
Yeah, the young pope
The young Pope.
was quite hateable. I thought. Did you not?
I just hated all of it. Not necessarily his character. I just like from the get go.
He was such an asshole. Like you're supposed to be like
he was a
the
total
Pope. dick. The Pope.
Yeah, he was a total
I
dick.
feel like that's supposed to be a good guy.
I kept
usually.
asking myself, how did he become Pope?
Me too. How do normal popes?
Well, we're
become
going to get
Pope?
into that. We're going to get
How
it.
does a cigarette smoking dickhead American become Pope?
Well, that's one of the intricacies of the show. That's why that's part of what's interesting is that this would never happen.
And especially
How do you
when
for
he's so
realsies
young.
become Pope?
The Cardinals vote.
Oh,
How do you not know that?
because I'm a terrible Catholic.
you're like the worst Catholic if you don't know how the Pope is brought to be the Pope.
No, I'm only Catholic in culture.
It's like
I'm Catholic because I'm Italian, so I'm like, yeah.
The Cardinals all vote,
better.
and it's like they have the black smoke coming out of the Vatican for sometimes weeks.
When he dies,
and
right?
until once they finally voted on a new pope and there's a decision, it's white smoke starts coming out, and that's how you know a new pope's been.
The black smoke comes from the burning of infants, a pile of them. All right, so the beginning of the show, and for those of you who haven't watched it, I mean, we're not really spoiling anything because it can't really be spoiled. The young pope,
no,
but
not yet.
The beginning of the show, the young pope crawls out of a pile of babies.
Yeah, in a dream.
Man,
pile of dead babies except for one live baby.
And then he goes and gives his speech to the people or whatever, and starts saying everybody needs to masturbate and all this.
I sat up in my chair when that happened. I was like, "What?"
Dude, well, I was telling Barrett earlier. I was like, I was like at the beginning. I was like, this has to be a dream. He's crawling out of a pile of babies. But then he started giving that speech, and I was like, please be real. Please don't be a dream, because I wanted that to be the direction the show went. Like just a sick, disturbed pope that brings down, Catholicism as a whole.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it still could be that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the episode ends with him telling that dude that he doesn't believe in God.
Right.
And then saying, I'm kidding.
But he
really didn't seem like he was kidding at
all.
all.
He wasn't kidding. Okay. Well, I'll just, if you want to get a little bit deeper into some of the things about young pope that I've kind of heard and read, I'll try to be brief here. So, one thing that I know is that the show is supposed to be campy. So it's like, it's okay to laugh. Like, it's supposed to be funny that this guy wants a fucking Diet Cherry Coke Zero for breakfast and, like, won't do anything else until he gets it. And, like, it's supposed to be, kind of dark comedy, black comedy when he's sitting there dragging on that cigarette and he's like, well, who made that rule? And he's like, the Pope. And he's like,
right.
Well, there's a new Pope now. I mean, that's all supposed to be kind of
There were several like, I won't say like laugh out loud, but like made me like chuckle moments, and funny lines.
I don't think I laughed at all. I'm going to be really honest.
And then this guy, Paolo Sorrentini, who wrote, created, and is directing the entire thing, is an Italian filmmaker who has often been compared to a really, really super famous director named Fellini. And I'll read you this off the Fellini Wikipedia.
The great Fellini.
Fellini's films are a unique combination of memory, dreams, fantasy, and desire. The adjectives Fellinian and Fellini-esque are synonymous with any kind of extravagant, fanciful, even Baroque image in the cinema and in art in general.
People regularly describe my writing style as Fellinian.
Yeah, I've always thought you had a flair for the Baroque.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but part of the reason I kept laughing was the absurdity of it. Like, it's such an absurd show. And the other thing I kept thinking, aside from how did this guy become Pope, he's a dick, is how did this guy sell HBO on this show? Because it had to have been a very difficult pitch. Like, because so much of the show's entertainment value comes in how artsy and kind of dark and like odd that it is. And that's really hard to convey,
Well, I mean, one thing's for sure, HBO is the only place where this show could exist.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only, isn't it? It's only this season,
I think it might only be this season. It's called a limited series. So that's the night of was a limited series as well.
Yeah.
Are they going to redo that? I feel like they might change their mind on that. And
I don't know.
I would love that.
Also, let me just give an apology. We talked about making this like a prestige television podcast like right as Westworld was happening.
Yeah, we fucked up with Westworld.
We really, really should have talked about Westworld, and we didn't.
We're going to do it next time.
Yeah, we're going to do next season.
Season 2 Westworld we'll definitely talk about, because there's, oh my God.
Yeah, we fucked up. Sorry.
Well, like, I watched the first episode, and we got hit up on Twitter a lot and through email and shit. People were like, y'all have to do a Westworld podcast. I was like, let's give it a couple episodes. And like 3 episodes in, I was like, all right, I'm sort of beating like 5 episodes in. I was like, fuck, we should have done this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's on us. But
well, let's get into what else are you guys watching? And if the listeners, if you guys at home, hit us up. Tell us what you're watching. Tell us what's hot right now. I've been hearing a lot about the OA on Netflix.
Oh, I did hear about that.
I'm watching the OA.
The Crown won a bunch of Golden Globes.
I watched all that. I watched The Crown. Good show.
there's a bunch of shit out there that is apparently good.
If you like that kind of what is it called, like a timepiece? Period piece, thank you. If you like period piece movies and shit, you'll love The Crown. Crown is really good, really well done. The OA, I'm like 4 episodes in.
Okay.
I have no idea where it's going, but it's entertaining.
Is it about aliens?
No. Nuh-uh.
Okay.
I mean, it might be later. I don't know.
I thought it was about aliens.
I
read the description of the first couple episodes on Netflix, and it sounded like it was like about like an alien abduction.
It's very supernatural.
Okay.
I love alien.
So then,
shit.
yes, kind of alienish.
Maybe.
All right.
I don't.
Sci-fi-ish.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I secretly love sci-fi. Also makes no sense.
Dude,
I like sci-fi and not The Bachelor. It doesn't fit.
I just want to watch Prometheus like once a week. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But The Affair is the other show I'm spending a lot of time on right now, and have been. I'm a day one Affair person. It's a great show. It just this season's kind of off the rails. Neither of y'all watch it, so I have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, season 6 of Homeland started last night. I'm watching that tonight.
Yep, I'm watching that tonight too.
Yep.
You a Homeland person, Veronica?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I could
Vikings. I got deep into Vikings.
My roommate watches that, and I've been meaning to, but I don't.
So there's like 5 seasons of Vikings, and I'd had people tell me all the time, like, "Hey, Vikings is a great like Game of Thrones substitute for between seasons." So I'm on season 2 or 3, 2. But it's really good. All of it's on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can go in and knock out a bunch of hours between now and the next season of Game of Thrones with Vikings. It's really good. It's definitely worth watching. But yeah, I mean, that's my rundown right now. That's my all the shows I'm watching.
I have like nothing cool to contribute. I'm like watching The Mindy Project. So
That's
Girls
okay.
is coming back soon.
I still watch Modern Family.
I love Modern Family.
Blackish is actually great.
Is it?
Yeah, really good show.
Blackish?
Yeah.
Fuck. I like the previews for that always made me like, nope, I will not give you my money.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. It's pretty funny.
Damn it.
Yeah, see, I'll watch network comedy, but I won't watch network dramas.
I think I'm more opposed to network comedy even than network drama. Like the last thing in the world that I'll ever watch is like The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm not. That is the most offensive show of all time, but and also the #1 show on television.
I
think
it.
maybe ever at this point.
I'm like the only person who likes it.
The only more successful comedy ever is Seinfeld, which makes me want to put a bullet in my head.
Yeah, so
I don't like Seinfeld secretly.
All right, don't.
It's for boys.
Shh, don't say stuff like that.
It is for boys. Boys like Seinfeld and girls like Friends. Everybody knows that.
Everybody likes Friends. Friends isn't sex-driven one way or the other.
Okay. Neither is Seinfeld, but like
girls do. I think you're
you know
kind of
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, I somewhat agree with that generalization.
I just finished watching the entire series of Friends again for like the 3rd time probably.
Oh, I'm going to sleep to that every night. Except for now that my Apple TV remote doesn't work. But
go get another. They're like $20.
What?
You can get one at the Apple store. And I don't like in Friends how it gets really confusing when like Joey falls in love with Rachel.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
And it's a situation where it would really fuck up your friendships in real life, but they all recover perfectly from it in the show, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? That really bummed me out. Yeah. And then Ross and Rachel end up together anyway. It's like, do you guys not remember all that shit that just happened?
Yeah, like remember when your best friend like fell in love with your
soulmate?
Your
pregnant soulmate?
Yeah.
Shit was weird.
Yep.
Anyway, we just finished it again, so I just got through sitting through all that again, and I'm just like, I don't know.
My night show is The Office.
That's another one I go to sleep to a lot.
I like that term, night show.
I'm on the Robert California season right now. Second to last.
I literally just play any episode.
It's pretty. Okay, how do you do that when you're on Netflix and there's 9 seasons to choose from? How do you just pick? There should be like a button, like play
shuffle,
random episode,
a shuffle button.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like that.
Because I fucking hate having to pick. And what'll happen is
then you say it's a random episode, but you're still picking, so it's not that random. Like how do you I'll go to season 5, episode 14.
Okay, I guess what I mean to say is like whatever 3 episodes, and then it asks you right if you're still watching, and I don't see them all because I fall asleep. So then I'll just
All right.
click the next one.
See, whenever I try to go watch a random episode of a show that I love to enjoy, like this has happened the most with Game of Thrones because I have them all on DVD. Well, now they're all on HBO Go anyway, so I'll go through. I'm like I'll try to scroll through without looking and pick a random one, and it'll start, and I'm like, fuck, I just saw this one really recently. So that always happens, and it becomes impossible.
Yeah,
I need a shuffle button.
Yeah, shuffle button would be good.
And HBO Go and Showtime, Anytime or whatever it's called.
Yep.
I love that everything's available whenever you want it now.
It's very nice.
God, it's just the best. Oh, other show I'm watching is The Man in the High Castle. And I hate that too.
I haven't heard of that.
It's on Amazon.
You said you hate that?
Yeah, I hate it. I'm hate watching it. It's like a great premise, a great concept, and the concept is that the Axis powers won World War II and kind of how the world would be if that had happened.
Oh, that's cool.
That does sound, sounds good. Like
it's
a great concept.
Awesome concept, and just a bad show. I don't
That
care about
sucks.
anything that's going on. Any of the characters could die at any second. I would not bat an eyelash. I do not care about any of them as people. Just not good. I don't recommend it. And that's all I have to say about that. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
That's all I got today.
Sexy. Check out our other podcast. If you like sports, I'm the co-host of another podcast with my good friend Dylan. It's called Backdoor Cover. We have a new episode out every Wednesday where we talk about everything going on in the world of sports. Also gambling, sports betting, those types of illegal activities. We've got another podcast called Inside TFM, which is recorded, every Thursday? Released every Thursday with the guys from TotalFratMove.com. That's a good one. As we mentioned earlier, Touching Base is our PostGradProblems.com podcast with Dylan, Will, and Dave, where they talk about all kinds of things in the world of adult life, including The Bachelor. If you're a Bachelor fan, that shit comes out every Tuesday.
I'm guest hosting tomorrow, so definitely check that one out.
Barrett's going to be a guest host tomorrow, so you have to check out tomorrow's episode of Touching Base.
I have just some scorching hot takes. So.
Hot Bachelor takes.
Yep.
And then we've got a podcast called Dudes Doing Business, hosted by our CEO, Madison, along with Joe and Dave there as well.
I've heard that one is about business and dudes doing it.
It is about business and then also dudes doing it. So check that out, Dudes Doing Business. All those are available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And as always, if you could write us a frickin' review on iTunes, that'd be cool.
Frickin'.
Because we're going to be doing...
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Because we're going to be doing these episodes. Are we going to do weekly now?
I think weekly.
Yeah,
I think we should.
I think so.
We're going to be back every week now. We're back officially. Celebrate good times.
Bitch, I'm back.
So please leave us a review on iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating and email us questions to... What the fuck is our email address?
clamsandcockles@gmail.com.
Are you sure I think it's clamsandcocklespodcast@gmail.com. No. It's
Is
clamsandcockles@gmail.com.
It's clamsandcockles@gmail.com.
You can follow us on Twitter @clamsandcockles, spelled out. The "and" is spelled out because it has to be. Clams and Cockles. Twitter.com/clamsandcockles. You can follow me on Twitter @WRBolin. You can follow Barrett
Barrett Dudley.
and Veronica
Veronica Ruck.
How do you spell Ruck?
RUCKH.
Fascinating. That's it. And we'll talk to you guys next Monday.